Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we have a replay, our first replay on the channel of the Progetto 65, aka the Tier 10 Italian medium tank. And to show us how it can do, we've got Corporal Derren. Corporal Derren also has a YouTube channel, so I'll leave a link in the description of the video as usual, and you guys can head on over there and see if you like what he's doing. But we are going to see him in Varese. I think that's what it said on the side of his turret there. But yeah, so we're on scrapyard, or salvage yard, or whatever you want to call it. And it looks like we're going to go to the top of the hill. Now, I will say this. It does look like he's got some decent speed here going up the hill. He's doing 50 kilometers an hour or close to it. And so that's going to allow him to get to the top of the hill from this side of the map. It looks like the enemy team is almost entirely comprised of heavies and tank destroyers, so the fact that his team happens to have the mobility could come in key in this match. We'll just have to wait and find out. Generally, I've noticed in my time of playing World of Tanks that the team with the most mobile tanks win. Just for their versatility. Now, the amount of rounds that just went after that AMX 1390 was impressive. Even more impressive was the fact that none of them hit him. Because, you know, stormtroopers and all that. That's pretty much what I assume my teams are when I'm in World of Tanks, because it just seems like nobody can shoot anything. It's like they were trained by all of the stormtroopers in Star Wars. So they're just literally not allowed to shoot anything. So, hey, look, it's a Girl 15. That's a perfect candidate for this auto reloader. And down he goes. And we didn't have to use all of our shots, which means we get a slight reload advantage. Now, I'm going to try to keep track of any times that he accidentally reload or shoots before getting fully reloaded on a shell. He just got that one loaded, and he's not got a shot, and he definitely doesn't want to get hit in the face by a Kronvon. That's not going to be a good day for anybody. But he's about to get another shell loaded, and there goes the third shell, and this fourth shell is the quickest reloader of all of them. And he gets a shot in there, so he loses the progress on that fourth shell, keeping him with a slightly less DPM. So definitely something to watch when you're in this tank. Is he going to get... Yep, he's got this one loaded. Is he going to take a shot? He's got nothing. He's got the Kronvon there. He can't shoot at the turret of a Kronvon. That's not going to go well for you. He's almost loaded with a round, and he forces the shot, losing all of the progress that he had. Almost had that shell loaded. If he waited another half a second, he'd have had that shell loaded, and he would have been able to do it. But he, unfortunately, fires a little bit early. And this is something I'm going to get caught with, too. I already know it, because I did it with the Tier 8 premium tank that they let us showcase. And so I've got to watch that. That's the main thing that will kill your DPM in this tank. It is the fact that you fire right before getting a shell loaded, and that will ruin it. It's just one of those things that you got to rid yourself of, because normally, and there he does it again, keeping himself at that that lower. But he does get two shells into the Kronvon there, so not a terrible play. It just, again, and this is one of those new mechanics that we've got to get used to. That's all it is. We're so used to holding the trigger in on a regular tank and not being able to fire until it gets loaded. This one is not like that. This will get you every single time. Now, I'd be interested to know how things like intuition and what do you call it? Intuition and what's the other perk when you're low health? The low health perk. I can't remember, guys. You're gonna have to help me. Leave it in the comments below what the perk is that gives you extra fire rate when you are low health. Because I'd be interested to see how that affects these auto reloaders as well. It might turn them into an absolute nightmare. So it would be one of those things where you might take and accidentally damage yourself early in the match to get that bonus if it's good enough for these things. But then you got to play the entire match perfectly, and not everybody can do that. But again, Derren here has put up quite a bit of damage already. It doesn't seem like we've done a whole lot, but we've actually put up 3,200 damage that quickly. but the team is getting just pushed back. And this is one of those situations where the enemy team's lack of mobility is actually helping them, because they're sticking together and they've got the armor to put it on these guys in their lightly armored tanks. So that's definitely one of the bad signs. Now he's got the third shell loaded. He's getting ready to load the fourth. Is he going to accidentally fire before the fourth shell gets loaded again? And oh, he's got nothing. And he gets all 4 shells loaded. So now, technically, he's at the potential for the highest DPM that this thing is available to get. And as long as he only fires the 1 shell and then waits for it to load again. But let's be honest. It's hard to pass up when you've got a tank sitting there, when you've got a good shot, potentially to put 3 or 4 rounds into it. And if you can take them down, then you definitely want to do it. But if you can't kill them, it's generally not as good an idea to shoot all your rounds off, because again, it does take longer to reload multiple rounds in this tank than it does to reload each shell firing 1 at a time. If you fire the first shot and you wait for it to fully reload, that is your quickest load time, because each shot that you fire after that takes longer and longer to reload. But his team is getting obliterated around him, and it's not necessarily his fault. So sometimes you just get, you know, rough days. And this looks to be one of those days, unless he pulls something absolutely ridiculous off here. Now he doesn't quite get the shell into the Badger there. Looks like he's going to turn around and hightail it, which is what I would do in this situation. But, like, you can't continue to try to take these guys on. That's not going to pin. He tries to take a shot at the commander's hatch, doesn't quite pull it off. Waiting for that shell to reload. He looks like he wants to go after the auto loaders. There's a few tanks out there he could potentially clip out here. This Emil 2 and the Kronvon definitely. He's got the 277 broadside. Come on, finish him off. Oh, and the Emil 2 comes out to save him. And he gets another round, and he should be able to finish this off. And he does, taking down the 277. And unfortunately, he's got a Kronvon and an Emil 2 just begging for him. But that mouse should be able to help out quite a bit. And then there's the Badger right here with him as well. So we get the first round loaded. We're working on loading the second round. It looks like he's going to... Yep, he went ahead and took down the Emil 2. Again, not necessarily what you want to do, but sometimes you have to. Taking down an auto-loading heavy tank is preferable. So you definitely want to do it. Now we're up to 4,600 damage. He's got 3 kills, and he's doing everything he can to keep this game close. The Badger, oh no, we take a big shot from the left side. Not sure exactly what hit us, but it definitely, there you go, Scorpion G out there. That'll be the one. But yeah, he's starting to fall back, but at this point, you're pretty much sitting ducks on the side of this hill. And this is why I don't really go to the hill from this side of the map. Because once you're stuck and stalled out here, you're just easy shooting. It is literally the easiest kills that anybody will ever get. Now, he does take another tank down, unfortunately getting shot in the butt in the process by the 53 TP. I think it's 53 TP. But yeah. So, all of that in what appears to be a losing effort, as it is now a 1v7 with only a mouse left on his team. Everybody's shooting at the mouse. And it looks like the mouse is going to get up here. He takes a round from the Badger. Is going to kill the Badger. Oh, he puts him down to 78 hit points. And the Badger's definitely going to beat that reload. But again, the 53 TP snipes and takes him down. I think it's 53. I could be horribly wrong on that. I don't know my Polish tanks. But that is the end of the game. And our first look in the Tier 10 Italian medium tank. He does a pretty solid game. 4,690 damage, 4 kills, top of the leaderboard. Just not quite enough to carry the team. So, if you like what we're doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.